السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله. أما بعد، قال الله في كتابه الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum once again, brothers and sisters, and thank you once again for the opportunity to be with you tonight. These ayat that we have just recited are the ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah at the very beginning of the Holy Quran. Surah Al-Baqarah, as you know, is the longest surah in the Holy Quran. It says, "This is the book about which there is no doubt, a guidance for those conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who believe in the unseen, establish prayer and spend out of what we have provided for them, and who believe in what has been revealed to you and what was revealed before you, and of the hereafter they are certain. Those are upon the right guidance from their Lord, and it is those who are the successful." Surah Al-Baqarah, ayahs number 1 to 5. Number 1 is Alif Lam Mim, which are huruf muqatta'a. There's a discussion about what they mean, so we've left that out. Tonight's topic will focus on one of those issues mentioned in these ayahs. These ayahs mention a number of things. They describe al-muttaqun, those who are God conscious. And then it says those are the ones who are muflahun. Those are the ones who are successful. I'm going to mention one of those attributes, which is prayers. Prayers is one of the most fundamental aspects of our lives. And we'll go through why and how we can improve them, inshaAllah. There is an email on the screen that you can see, info@almujtaba.com.au. If you have any questions about tonight's topic, about the topics of the last few nights, or about anything in particular that you would like to ask, please use this opportunity to send an email. Inshallah, these questions will be given to me and I will do my best to answer them. Now we'll start with a story. We'll start with a story of a father that is playing with his child. This father is playing with his child, and the child is really enjoying his time playing with his father. And then the adhan happens. The time for prayers comes. The father wants to go and pray. But the child, the son, he goes, "But Dad, I'm enjoying having fun." He goes, "Yes, so am I." So the son goes, "Well, let's call him Ali. Let's call him Ali." Ali says to his father, "I'm having fun. I want to keep playing." So the father here has a number of choices, and this story helps us with the way that we should approach prayers, because sometimes in the Muslim ummah altogether, not just in our community, but generally in the Muslim ummah, what happens is they think that we have to present prayers as somehow that, it has to be forced and it has to be done in a way you have to do something so that they are forced to do it. No, we have to present prayers in a way that is going to be understood by the child, by our youth, so that they are encouraged to pray, so that they love praying, so that they can go and pray and follow the role model of the father, of the bigger brother, of the younger brother. So the father says, "I'm enjoying the game with you too, O Ali. But we have to pray because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says so. And we, as Muslims, are obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I suggest that you come and pray with me. And he goes and prays. And this is a real life example. Never again did this son Ali ask about why he should go and pray, when he should go and pray. Every time he saw his father pray, he would go and pray with his father. This is the kind of approach and way and methodology in which we should teach our children with regards to praying. And of course, this starts with me. I need to be on time with my prayers. I need to pray the prayers as soon as the adhan happens. I need to encourage my children to pray. I need to encourage you, the youth, to pray as well in the best possible way. Now, as youth, as young boys and girls growing in this community, I need to tell you something that the Prophet ﷺ said about you guys, about the youth of this community. He said this. He said, فَضْلُ الشَّابِ الْعَابِدِ الَّذِي يَعْبُدُ فِي صَبَاحٍ. يعني, what does that mean? A person in their youth that worships in his younger years. So he's talking about the youth of this community. He's literally directly talking to the young people of this community. He says, على الشيخ الذي يعبد بعدما كبرت سنه. Compared to an old man or an old woman who is doing ibadah. كفضل المرسلين على سائر الناس. It's as much as the messenger is better than the rest of the population. Let me rephrase that. As young members of this community, if you make the prayers established, إقامة الصلاة, that's what it means. إقامة الصلاة is to establish the prayers. If you, as young members of this community, are strong, can build the foundation of prayers within our community, you would be as the status of the messengers for their ummah. That's how significant it is. That's how important it is. But it starts with the youth. It starts with the youth, and it's important that we realize that the more we practice as young individuals, the easier it becomes as we get older. Now, there's a number of benefits for prayers. Firstly, it is your entry pass. It's your pass through to paradise, to heaven. You can do all the good in the world. You can give all the money as charity. You can pay sadaqat, and you can, do good deeds in the community. But if our prayers are not in line, if we don't pray properly, if we don't pray on time, if we leave our prayers, if we are not consistent with them, we lose our pass. What do I mean by that? Imagine driving on the road and you're speeding, right? It's 100 zone and you're doing 110. The police stops you, says, with the sunglasses, gun on the side, he goes, "Give me your driver's license." And you say to him, "I forgot to bring my driver's license. I don't have my driver's license, but I have my year 12 certificate, and I got an enter score of 99.95. Here you go." What do you think the policeman is going to say? He says, "That's not good enough. That's not good enough." He's going to say, "I want your driver's license." Okay, fine. You know what? That was a few years ago. I'm actually a lawyer now. Here you go. Here's my Bachelor of Law. That's not good enough. You know what? I'm actually a judge in the court. What are you going to do about it? You going to take me to court? He's going to say, "Yes, I am actually going to take you to court. You don't have your driver's license." Think of your prayers as your driver's license. Your prayers are your heaven's license. It is your entry to paradise. Keep them consistent. Keep them on time. So the first point about prayers is that it's your license to paradise. Okay, keep that in mind. Do all the other good stuff. As I mentioned in the ayah, the first 5 ayahs of Surah Al-Baqarah, there's a number of things that we should do, but prayers is the license. The second thing that it will help you do, not just in the heavens and in paradise, but in this world, is that it will keep you disciplined. What do I mean by that? One of the things it will do, you know, Fajr prayers, right? What time do we have to wake up for Fajr? Anyone? 5 o'clock? Anyone else? 6 o'clock? When is Fajr at that time? 6:11? Okay, we're getting closer. Good. Oh, it depends on the application, which system you use. But okay, around a 6:15. No, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is too late. But in the morning, early in the morning, you know when? When it's dawn time, before the sun rises. You know who wakes up before the sun rises? The most successful people in the world wake up early in the morning, before the sun rises. We have 4 o'clock starters, we have 5 o'clock starters, we have 6 o'clock starters. These people are the most successful people in the world. And I'm talking about people who are earning millions of dollars, CEOs of companies, creators of one of the most massive, some of the most massive companies in the world. They're early risers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you what? Get up. Do something with your life. Plan your day. Have goals. Start your day early in the morning. It gives you discipline. What does that mean? It means that throughout the day, your prayers become the most important thing in the world. We know when Fajr time is, and we get up and pray, and inshallah, for example, we recite the Holy Quran, we can plan our day, we can ensure that we have planned our day, we have goals so that we can be successful. If you're at school, we're studying. If you're at university, we're studying. If we're working, we're planning. If we're managing, we have tasks and goals so that we can manage our day. That makes you successful. Why are those non-Muslims exercising, waking up in the morning, when we Muslims, who are being told, and in fact obligated to wake up in the morning so that we can plan our day and be successful, we're not doing that? That's not right. We should be the most successful people in the world because we have discipline through the day. Plan your meetings, plan your exercises, plan your education around prayer times. You know when Dhuhr and Asr is? If somebody wants to have a meeting with you, for example, at Dhuhr time, say, I'm sorry, I have a meeting. And you do. You have a meeting with who? With God, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is the most important meeting. Do not cancel these meetings. Don't let anyone tell you that, oh, don't worry about it, pray qadha. And this has happened to us before. Haven't you heard of qadha before? What are you talking about? It's prayer time, I need to go pray. Maghrib and Isha, same thing. Not only in Ramadan do we need to know when iftar time is, we need to know when the Maghrib and Isha prayers are throughout the year. So as soon as prayers happen, inshallah, we get up and pray. So the first one was what? Our license to paradise. The second one is your time becomes disciplined. You become disciplined. The third is you earn respect. Respect. People will respect you. It may seem hard at the beginning. It may seem anti-intuitive or counterintuitive. But actually people who see Muslims pray consistently, they respect you. I'll give you one example that's not about prayers, but rather about a jurisprudential issue. Let's have a jurisprudential break with a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The question is this: are we allowed to sit at a table where alcohol is being served? The answer is Ahsant. No. We are not allowed to sit at a table where alcohol is being served. I'm allowed to go into a restaurant where alcohol is being served. That's not my problem. That's another issue. Whether the food is halal is another issue. These are all different subjects. I'm only talking about the table. I'm sitting at a table. There's 4 or 5 seats there. I'm sitting there alone, for example, and there's no one with me. I'm eating lunch, and then somebody comes and sits, and he brings alcohol with him to sit with me. I'm no longer allowed to sit at that table. Either I respectfully ask them to leave, or I respectfully leave. Shar'an, you're not allowed to sit at a table where there is alcohol. Now, back to this issue of respect. There was a deal being made with a South Korean, I believe it was a South Korean company, car manufacturer, by a couple of people who are Muslim. And they were meeting. So they went to the hotel, to the lobby, so they can meet. The CEO of the car company comes down, and they sit down with those couple who are Muslim. And they start making the deal. In the middle of the meeting, the CEOs of the car manufacturer, they ask for some wine, some alcohol. The couple who are Muslim, right, they respectfully say, we can't sit with you unless you finish your alcohol or you remove the alcohol. I'm sorry, we're going to leave you alone until you decide what to do, whether you want to finish it or whether you want to remove it. And they left. Do you think they got the deal? They got the deal straight away. Why? They said to them, we're going to give you the deal because you are principled. We respect that. You're principled. What does that mean that you're principled? It means that you have beliefs and you have principles and you practice those principles. And that's really important when it comes to all sorts of dealings with anybody, whether it's business or school or family, whether it's with your brothers or sisters or parents. Extremely important. So the 3 things are: number 1, it is your passport to heaven. Number 2, your time becomes disciplined. And number 3, you earn respect. Okay? Now, I know what you're thinking with regards to prayers. It's very hard. I can't pray on time. I'll tell you a personal story. When I started the business in Melbourne. And my business was based on replying to them, providing with a service to the client within 60 minutes. So it was a 60-minute service or it's free. What does that mean? That means I need to get a call and the clock starts then. Okay, the clock starts then. 60 minutes, I have to provide a service, otherwise I'll have to provide it for free. I have to send them a confirmation, right? It's a human resources. I have to send them a confirmation, find a staff member and send them a confirmation within 60 minutes. So phone calls were extremely important for me. Phone calls were extremely important. If I get a phone call and I'm waiting on someone to respond to a job, if I get a phone call and I ignore it, I could lose that 60 minutes. I might lose that income. I might lose that service. Then I decided to pray on time. Okay? Now all day, there was no phone calls. All day. Nothing. But come adhan time, guess what happens? Subhanallah, shaitan, I told you he's smart, right? Smart, he's very smart. He gets them to wait, then adhan time happens, and then I get calls. I get call after call after call after call. Shaitan is making you want to not pray. It's very important to realize that once you decide, thank you. Okay. Thank you. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. We have some questions, inshallah. I'll get to them in a minute. So shaitan is very good with regards to trying to deceive you. I decided to pray on time, and every single time the adhan goes on, the phone would ring. Brothers and sisters, this is when we need to be strong. You need to ignore the phone call, even if it costs you, because the most important thing at that time for us is prayer time. Now imagine, and this is a job that I had, right? This is my work. Imagine we're watching a movie and adhan time happens. What should we do? We should leave the movie. Imagine we're playing soccer and adhan time happens. What should we do? We should stop praying. Ahsan. Imagine we are reciting the Holy Quran. Come on, the Holy Quran. We can delay the prayers, right? Stop the Holy Quran. Say your adhan. Get up and pray. What if we're doing latm for Imam Hussein alayhi salam? Ahsant. The important thing here now is to get up and pray. Be disciplined. It is your passport to heaven. You will be more disciplined and you will earn respect. Not just respect from others, respect from within the community, respect from the Ahlul Bayt, and inshallah respect from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. The first question is, if someone who is not a follower of the Ahlul Bayt talks with you about doing celebrations, like for example going to their birthday party, this gives me such a bad feeling, knowing people are doing celebrations doing Muharram. It also gives me the urge to say what they are doing is wrong. What is an appropriate response? And how can I say something in a way that is also an attempt to educate? Or should we not say something at all? If someone is not of the Ahlul Bayt and they don't understand it, the best way to approach it, in my opinion, of course you can ask the elders, you can ask other scholars as well, but in my opinion, it would be to explain to them why you can't come. It's because we have Muharram and this is a month of mourning for us. And if they ask more, you can provide information about why it is a month of mourning. That way you can educate them. We have Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and he was fighting against oppression for the oppressed, for example, just as we as Muslims right now are fighting for the cause of Palestine. So you've opened two doors here, for example, right? You've opened the door of Ahlul Bayt, and you've opened the door of the oppressed in Palestine. So that's how I would approach it. With regards to trying to convince them or explain to them why they're doing the wrong thing, they're not doing the wrong thing because they don't know that what they're doing is the wrong thing. If they're not of the Ahlul Bayt, then they are not obliged to not carry celebrations. Okay, how do you memorize the Holy Quran? And how do you memorize Ziyarat Ashura, etc., etc. Some personal details. I am struggling to remember Ziyarat Ashura off by heart. Brother or sister, so am I. You don't have to memorize Ziyarat Ashura. You don't have to memorize the Holy Quran, although it is highly recommended to memorize the Holy Quran. And I am on the path of memorizing the Holy Quran. I've done lectures on memorizing the Holy Quran, and I've written a book on memorizing the Holy Quran. And I'm doing videos currently on memorizing the Holy Quran. And there's an application, inshallah, that we're working. Dua from you that this works, and this application works for the memorization of the Holy Quran. But I'm struggling myself to memorize the Holy Quran. What's important is your connection with the Holy Quran. Every day, you need to recite the Holy Quran. Even if you are struggling to memorize it, that's okay. Even if you're struggling to memorize Ashura, that's okay. Just keep reciting it off the book. That's not a problem. Memorizing the Holy Quran is extremely important. If you can do it, absolutely do it. Join courses if you can. Join Darul Quran if you can. But don't be upset. Don't be upset if you are struggling to memorize the Holy Quran. And in fact, I hold on to a narration that is very important to me. And it says that, I don't have it here with me, but it says that those who find it easy to memorize the Holy Quran will get the reward. Those who struggle and cannot memorize the Holy Quran, but keep trying to memorize the Holy Quran and stay on the path of memorizing the Holy Quran, repeating the Holy Quran with the effort of memorizing it and practicing it, they will get double the reward. So I'm one of those people. I struggle to memorize the Holy Quran, but that narration keeps me going. I will continue to try because I know my efforts will be rewarded. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. In Karbala, Imam Hussein alayhi salam practically shows us the importance of prayers. Now, I spoke about playing football and watching movies and studying, for example, or doing latam for Imam Hussein alayhi salam, or reciting the Holy Quran. I mentioned those. And we said that it's more important to stop and pray. What if you're in the middle of a battlefield, in the middle of a desert, in the middle of a hot day, and arrows are being showered at you, and it's adhan time? What do you do then? You start to pray. Listen to this. Since it became noontime, a man by the name of Abu Thumama, amongst the Imam's companions, requested to him, and he said, "O Aba Abdullah, may I be sacrificed upon you. This group has reached close to us, the enemy. By Allah, I must be killed before you, and I wish that when I meet Allah, I should have already offered my prayer with you." Look at the akhlaq of these people, of the companions. They don't go to tell Imam Hussein alayhi salam that, "Hey Imam, bro, it's prayer time. What are you doing, man? You should be the Imam, you should be telling me," right? He's saying that, "I wish I am killed after I have prayed with you, O Imam." Imam Hussein alayhi salam says, "Good on you. Good on you. May you be of those who continuously pray and continuously remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." So what did they do? Imam Hussein alayhi salam asked two people to stand in a way that they protect him, and other people were protecting the prayers. Those who were praying jama'ah with the Imam. And they prayed something called Salatul Khawf, which inshallah, I don't know if I should say inshallah we should not have to pray it, or inshallah we should have to pray it so that we can go in the path of Karbala. That's inshallah for another day. But Salatul Khawf is when you're in a situation like this, when the arrows are coming down upon you, and he asked some people to stand to protect. One of them was Sa'id ibn Abdullah. He stood in front of Imam Hussein as the arrows were coming down and he was praying. And he was taking the arrows for the Imam. He was taking the arrows for the Imam. And because of the severity of the wounds inflicted upon him due to the shower of arrows that fell upon him, he fell down to the ground while saying, "Oh Allah, curse upon this group like the cursing of communities of Ad and Thamud. And convey my regards to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam." He also said this, and this is the important lesson for us: "Oh Allah, I have purchased these wounds by my own soul in order to earn the reward of supporting your Holy Prophet's son, Imam Hussein alayhi salam." Then he looked at Imam Hussein alayhi salam and he said, "O son of Allah's Prophet, did I remain loyal to my commitment?" To which the Imam says, now imagine hearing those words from the Imam directly. He says, "Yes, you will be in the paradise before me." The importance of prayers is demonstrated very clearly in Karbala. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, in the situation that he was in, stood up and prayed the Dhuhr prayers. What excuse do we have for not praying on time, every time? So pay attention to your prayers, brothers and sisters, inshallah. Thank you for your time. وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. صلوا على محمد وعلى محمد.